Here I am in Luxembourg City, the capital of the gigantic country of Luxembourg, which is diverse in its wide variety of culture and different ecosystems and nature. I'm Nathaniel Beardsley, and this is the best of Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. Luxembourg City is a daring and ancient city, and it's full of cathedrals and truck drivers. In this episode of Nathaniel Beardsley Earth, we'll be staring at scaffolding. I begin my tour by taking a walk through a grand old park, where one can get views of the whole city, the gigantic city of Luxembourg City, spread out before them. Luxembourg City, with its very creative name, is a wonderful, beautiful city full of ancient stuff, and it even has its own sewer system. Now, as everyone knows, the official language of Luxembourg is Luxembourgish. As you can see, all the signs around here are in Luxembourgish. As far as I can tell, Luxembourgish is basically the same thing as German, with a few differences here and there. But while we're wandering through the streets of this ancient city, it's good to remember that the ancient city is not the only beautiful part of this city, that there is also a bustling modern section of the city, full of gigantic skyscrapers, car parking lots, and barrels of plutonium. But beneath all of this modernness lurks the sense that there is something old and ancient, like everywhere and in every town in all of Europe. That's why I decided to go get a look at the old city walls of Luxembourg, which never gets old. And here I am at the old city walls of the city of Luxembourg. The Luxembourg city walls are very old and are very city walls because they protect the city from all the sort of stuff that you would want a city to be protected from in the medieval era. The Luxembourg city walls are a popular place for people who think they're cool to test their limits in standing on a sheer ledge. From these city walls, we get yet another view of the city of Luxembourg with all its trains and buildings and green trees. But after all this, I went to the main square to go to one of the biggest space expeditions in the world.
And here I am at the headquarters of the European Space Agency here in Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. As you can see, this large room is where all those people sit at their desks and they monitor satellite activity and all the things that are happening around in space. And by the way, did you know that Luxembourg is one of the biggest space agencies in the whole world? Ever since it lost a spacecraft first in 1967, it's been setting up space stations such as the Luxembourg Space Station all the way until the year 2015.
The main square also has lots of other things to do in it, along with barrels of plutonium, like going inside of these giant, generic, unique cathedrals that are unlike any elsewhere in Europe. And Luxembourg City is also a very popular tourist destination for truck drivers. The main square also houses the monarchly officers. And here we are at the Grand Ducal Palace, right in the center of Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. Now, the Grand Ducal Palace is the place where the supreme monarch
aka the King of Luxembourg, lives. Luxembourg, surprisingly, is in fact a constitutional monarchy, meaning that it has a king even though the king doesn't really have any power.
Luxembourgish food, like their language, is basically the same thing as German food.
And here we are at the world-renowned statue of a bunch of guys with drums blowing horns while standing on a bunch of sheep. Now, as you may not be able to see very well due to the shaky camera, but it's world-renowned due to its stupidity and its absurdity. The artist, in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm sure you didn't know this, he was quite strange. He liked to do random things a lot, and so when he made this design for the statue, people didn't really know what to think, and so it was such a strange statue that it became world-renowned, and now it is the world-renowned statue of randomness.
Microsoft's headquarters is also in Luxembourg City, and so are lots of caves with big holes in the middle with grass growing in them, and all these other buildings with smoke and chimneys and stuff. And by now you probably can tell that I've run out of interesting things to talk about. But when my day in Luxembourg was finally, sadly over, I decided to take a walk past the city walls once more.
Overall, Luxembourg City is just a waste of my time. Time for the next place. We aim at me of culture and different ecosystems and nature.
Space, point, yeah, okay, space.